Hello everyone, welcome to Patrice's Projects. Today we're going to be seed saving again. This time though I'm doing kale, and what I'll be actually demonstrating is Pak Choy. That's with a P, not a B. Here's some of the pods. They're kind of tangled up right now. But when I was harvesting the pods out in the garden, I noticed that there's a really easy way of getting the seeds out of the pods by just rubbing them down. That sounds weird. Sounds like you're going to massage them, but you're not going to. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So these are from the Pak Choy, and then right behind you, hold on a sec, let me grab this without knocking you over. Because it was getting really hot out there, I chose to just cut off all the little I guess stems with all the seed pods on it for the kale, and so I have a whole bunch of those, and they look just the same basically, just a bunch of pods. So they will pretty much do the same thing, and I'll show you that too. In fact, what I was doing is right into this little tiny bag out in the garden. So I've got a whole bunch of mess in this bag, but at the very bottom of it will be a whole bunch of seeds. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. Oh, it's just too much of a mess right now, but anyway, this has a whole bunch of seeds right at the bottom because the way that I was stripping them off pretty much emptied the pods. See, they just... Here's like half of a pod. Hold on, I have to go answer a phone. So I got interrupted by the phone. Anyway, what I was noticing though is when I would just, like grab a stem, and I'll show it to you real quick down here. Let me refocus you down this way so that you can watch me do it after I clean up the mess I just made. I so totally blew it. I guess I touched the camera at the wrong time, and I was filming when I thought I wasn't, and you know how that goes, vice versa. So anyway, what I was trying to demonstrate, and it wasn't working out for me very well anyway, outside it was doing great, but not in here. I would take one of these, and I would put it into my little bitty bag, like so, and then I would take and I'd strip the pods off, and a lot of them, there's a center divider between, I'll show you real quick. So if you pop one of these open, there'll be seeds, which are falling out right now, on one side. Okay, there's the seeds from one side, and then there's a center divider right here, and there were seeds on the other side as well. What I was noticing when I was outside is I was just trying to take all the pods off the stems so I could get rid of the stems. So I was grabbing them, and I was just kind of pulling them down, and the center divider was coming out of a lot of them. See, there's 3 of them right there. So all of the seeds for those pods are now free. So it would save me time on doing those particular pods. See, this one, other than that little bitty seed, which probably isn't any good, is done. And just now when I tapped this one, it just popped right open. And you want to wait until they're all the way dried before harvesting them. However, every time that I would bump the plant, I was risking planting a whole bunch of seeds. And so I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of Pak Choy out there. So this is the Pak Choy, and I don't really want to do the kale right on here, but like I showed you, the kale looks just the same. It's the same concept of, the pods, and if you try stripping them down, good chance of them popping open. So I would get a bag and just pull the stem down like I just showed you. Let me try one more and see if it works. Again, so you just take and you pinch it, not too firmly, and because they're pretty brittle, a lot will just pop off, but you have a chance of pulling the center divider out which opens the pod right up and releases a bunch of the seeds. So, and there you have it. Okay, here's my bag with the kale. Let's see if it's going to work the same. I'm going to find it a nice dry stem like this one. It looks really nice to me. And let's turn this so you can see in there better. Let's see if they come up. They're just coming right off of the stem. So with these, what you would do, let me find a nice big pod. Oh, that one just broke open as I pulled it off. You just pop them open, same thing, seeds on one side, take out the little divider, or get past the little divider thing. Oh, it looks like these only have one row of seeds. Okay, good to know. I thought that they had the center like the Pak Choy. So with these, it looks like, oh, I do. There it is. So 2 sets of seeds, just like the Pak Choy. I thought I saw it that way. I thought I was seeing it that way out in the garden where there was 2 sets. And I know that so many of these, I bumped this plant so many times, so I have seeds everywhere out in the garden. There's one side with all the seeds. Take out the center thing, the center membrane, and then a whole nother bunch of seeds. There you go. So it probably would work if mine weren't so brittle to pull them down like that. I just want to see if it'll work at all. No. Mine are too brittle. So what I noticed though, when you bump them, they will pop open. So you might want to keep the stem on and do it that way, because that would also be a little quicker. So there you go. And you do want to wait for them to be all the way dry so that you get good viable seeds. And once you've emptied several pods, one of the nice things about round seeds is they roll. And let me get this one emptied. I thought I had all of these pods emptied here, but I was wrong. So you take out the bigger stuff like so, and then you just roll the seeds out of there, and you get very little of this is called chaff, all the other stuff that's in there with it. And then you can move the stuff around to get the rest of the seeds to roll. I like to use a tray. You can use a baking sheet. You can use whatever you have that's flat that has something to catch all the seeds. Okay, I've rolled most of them off, and let me show you real quick. There went the chaff. I was trying to pour it out into my hand without moving that paper, but that didn't work out so well. But anyway, let me show you right here in the corner. And it doesn't matter. I mean, when you plant it, if the chaff is in there, it's not going to hurt anything. You can store it that way too. So right here in the corner, can you see all those seeds? So then you just, it's best, even though I know mine are extremely dry because my garden, I left them out there way too long, but I'm still going to leave them in the open for about 5 to 7 days. These are small seeds, so they don't need a whole lot of drying time, but just to make sure that they're completely dry, because you want no moisture in the package with them. And then you want to put them in a cool, dark place. It doesn't have to be real cold. I store mine in the refrigerator because I live in California in a very hot town. We don't keep our house real cool. I don't have anywhere outdoors, like the garage is stinking hot, the sheds get really hot. So I like to keep mine in envelopes. I use just paper envelopes because paper keeps them nice and dry, as well as little paper bags. This is where I'm going to dry the seeds. It's inside of a bag. And then I put them into a plastic shoebox and close it up and put it in the refrigerator. When I take them out, I don't keep them out real long because condensation is moisture, and I don't want that getting on my seeds. So I take it out, I dig through, usually early in the morning so it's nice and cool in the house, and I get what I need, I close it, I put it right back. I don't like to have to keep them in the refrigerator. If you keep your house at a normal, comfortable temperature, like 74 and under, just put them in a cool, dark place. Just keep them in the bottom shelf of your cupboards, or I have like a china cabinet that's in my dining area. If my house stayed cooler than, sometimes we hit 85 in here. So that's too warm to be able to store seeds for years. I can store seeds in here for, a couple years that'd probably still be viable. But, 5 years later, I'm still using seeds because I keep my other seeds nice and cool. So, that's just a tip for you. As I was sitting here and continuing to empty these little pods, one thing I wanted to mention is some of the pods are going to be itty bitty. Those you don't want the seeds from. So, don't even bother. And then, oftentimes, what you'll see is damaged pods when you open it up. And I try to get rid of those seeds because when they're stuck to it, I assume there's something wrong with those seeds. I'm not going to rub them off and keep them with all the other seeds. So, just wanted to mention that. And there will be a lot of bugs. I noticed it more so with my kale than with this Pak Choy, that there was insect damage. And see, the very end of this one is kind of dark, but I don't see that any... Oh, there's where the seeds stuck a little. But the rest of them are fine. There they go. You saw how many seeds each of those pods has. And I don't grow very much kale because you don't need very many. I grew 2 plants, and one of them I cut because I live in California. Mine just grows all year long. So when spring came, they really exploded in growth. So I cut one off and I left it about this long, hoping it would grow new shoots, and it did. Now I have like 4 off of that one plant. And the one that I just took all the pods off of, I let that one just continue to grow so that I would get the seeds for it so that I can give them away. And because I only needed 2 seeds to grow enough kale for my family. My son and I are the only ones that really eat it, but I share it as well when I have enough. And in the spring, it really grows a lot. So I'm going to be giving these seeds away, as well as the Pak Choy, and I have a whole bunch of green onion seeds. And I think I might have some other seeds. Oh, the other one is lettuce. I'm letting my oak leaf lettuce go to seed, and I have some arugula that is going to seed, but I've broken so many pods off that I don't know if I have enough to share it. We'll see. Red lettuce. I think it's called red crunch lettuce, ruby crunch red lettuce. That is really nice. And I'm trying to let my butter crunch go to seed. I only was able to grow a couple of them from the seeds I got from Ray at Praxis 55712 channel. He gave some seeds away. And it's too hot here to grow that stuff. So I'm going to try again in the fall. But the two little ones that I was able to grow, one looks like it's going to go to seed. I don't think I'll have enough of that. But I have lots and lots of black-seeded Simpson growing out there, and it's going to seed. It's going to be a while before that's ready. So I will be doing a seed giveaway probably at the end of the summer, just in time for fall planting. So be ready for that in a couple of months. In the meantime, I have lots of videos that I really need to edit and upload because the shed is pretty much done. I'm doing finishing details, carpet, sink, things like that you don't really need, but I like anyway, or want. So I'm going to be getting some of the other videos up of the actual construction of it, and then we'll see what else I come up with. Right now I'm working on doing a shade cloth over my garden beds, so I haven't finished that project yet, but I'm working on it, and I'll show you that. And right now I'm working on putting shade cloth over my 2 garden beds, so I'm doing a video on that. As soon as I am done doing it and get it edited, I will post that, and I have just lots of things going on. So I will be seeing you very soon, and if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you have questions or comments, also, I'd like to know what kind of seeds you're saving. Maybe we could trade. I'd like to do that. That's always fun. Almost my whole garden is from seed giveaways this year. I really wanted to focus on growing things that friends gave me and people that participated in Ray's Praxis 55712 channel. He actually his Facebook page. He does a seed swap in December. So that's always exciting, and I know I'm going to be participating in that as well. So if I don't see you at my seed giveaway, I'll see you there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.